Hi, I'm Helen from Time2 Resources. In this video, I'm going to look at understanding Lewin's force field analysis. If you want to make notes as you follow the video, download the PDF note taker. The link can be found in the description box below. Lewin's force field analysis is a popular topic in many courses when looking at strategy and change management. Force field analysis is a theory that was presented by Kurt Lewin in the 1940s. His theory looks at how change can be managed and implemented by identifying driving forces and resisting forces. His model provides a useful framework or management tool to be used when managing change. The desired outcome along with the desired change is clearly identified. Driving forces or forces in favour of the change are identified. These are positive forces for change. Resisting forces or obstacles to change are identified. These are negative forces as to why the change should not be implemented. Driving forces can be internal or external. Internal forces are from within the organisation, for example, innovative products or motivated employees. External forces are from outside of the organisation, maybe a strong economic climate or new competition. Having identified the driving forces, the aim is to strengthen these. This increases the power of the force. For example, provide further training to an already motivated workforce. Each driving force is assigned a score to indicate how strong it is or its degree of influence. This makes the process more quantifiable. Like driving forces, resisting forces can also be internal or external. For example, a business may be highly geared, or they may exist in a society where there is political uncertainty. Having identified the resisting forces, the aim is to weaken them. This reduces their power. Imagine an arm wrestle between two parties. We want to strengthen the driving side whilst at the same time weakening the resisting side. Again, scores are assigned to each force. An overall score for driving forces versus resisting forces can then be calculated. Here are some examples of driving forces and resisting forces. A driving force might be increased competition. This prompts a need to change to maintain a market share or a competitive advantage. Poor financial performance. To address this poor financial performance, maybe change could help lower costs whilst maintaining revenue to increase profitability. Poor overall performance. To address quality issues, for example, that are damaging the overall performance of the business, including operational, human resources and financial performance. Change could help a business to better meet the needs of its customers who are currently dissatisfied. Resisting forces include employee resistance. A frequent problem when trying to implement change is resistance from employees who like the status quo or fear how change will impact on them. Strategic change requires heavy investment in resources, including financial resources, for example, investment in new capital equipment. Stakeholders may fear their objectives will no longer be met. There is likely to be some conflict of stakeholder objectives. Is this the right time based on the external environment, the pestle factors that should be considered? So why use Lewin's force field analysis when looking at change management? It provides a framework which is easy for all managers and decision makers to understand. It makes the decision-making process more quantifiable by assigning a score to each force. However, remember these scores are not backed by fact and may themselves be biased. It does, however, encourage decision makers to consider the power or degree of influence of each force. It should help overcome resistance to change as it shows the decision-making process and helps explain the key driving factors behind the change, why the change should go ahead. It encourages a solution-orientated approach. For example, if a lack of skills is identified as a resisting force, this could be addressed with a training program, so it aids the decision-making process. Thank you for watching this video on Lewin's force field analysis. If you haven't already done so, why not subscribe to the Time2 Resources YouTube channel now?